Hey everybody, Jason Bennett, Pop Code HQ, back with another edition of Pants Optional. It's our Zoom interview segment where we chat with comic book creators and get their latest projects, get the lowdown, but from the waist up. I'm joined today by a recurring guest. He's one of the co-creators of the wildly successful Canto series, writer David M. Booher. He is reteaming with his co-creator and artist Drew Zucker, colorist Vittorio Estone, and letters from and world design for Canto III, Lionhearted, a 6-issue miniseries continuing the ventures of the tiny clockwork knight set to drop July 2021. Please welcome back to the show, David Booher. David, welcome back.
Hey, Jason, so glad to be here. I keep forgetting the name of your show is Pants Optional, and
Pants
I currently have pants on, which is really disappointing to me.
but see, that's the thing. The way the camera shot, you don't even have to admit that. Just let my mind run free.
Pants free.
You know,
Pants free.
he's sitting there in some SpongeBob boxers, or I don't know.
I wish I owned a pair of SpongeBob boxers. That would be awesome.
I did it one time. I don't know how I got them, and they were silk, and I loved them.
Oh my goodness.
But then
Yes, I'm very excited to be back to talk more Canto. We have so many things that have happened since the last time we talked, and so many things coming, and it's
been crazy. I mean, yeah, congratulations on all of the success with Canto. I mean, it's been incredible. 2 years ago, July 2019, I first connected with you and Drew for SDCC, San Diego Comic-Con, for an interview, and you guys were promoting the debut issue of Canto 1, Volume 1. And in just under 2 years now, you've had 2 series released, a one-shot. It was picked up by Will Smith and Jada Pinkett Smith's Westbrook Studios, creating an animated film of our hero, as well as the 3rd and 4th volumes of the title forthcoming. How has that felt? I mean, do you find it surreal at times, or what's it like having co-created this new sensation that's sweeping the nation?
It's surreal. So, oftentimes Drew Zucker, my co-creator and the artist on it, we don't get the time to really reflect a lot because, deadlines are continuing. We've sort of made our bed of continuing on with all of these new issues, new stories. So we're constantly working toward deadlines, and, we try to keep our heads down as much as possible and do promotion and just sort of enjoy the ride, because that's what it's been. It's been a roller coaster, and we have just enjoyed every second of it. Like you said, back in San Diego Comic-Con in July of 2019, we had no idea that we were just going up that roller coaster, and it's just been peaks and valleys, and it's just amazing. It's just been absolutely amazing.
That's awesome. I'm so happy for you guys. You have a great IP there, and truly is a real all ages book. And I know a lot of times something gets labeled all ages. Some people instantly think, okay, it's for kids, but this is enjoyed by so many people, and I'm so glad that you guys are getting all the recognition and respect for it. So Lionhearted, this new series, what's going on with our favorite hero in this 3rd volume, and what can you share with us about Shrouded Man in this story?
Sure. So we just hopefully you have caught up on Canto 1 and Canto 2, and Canto 2 just was released in trade very recently. So it's available wherever comics and books are sold. And if you don't see it on the shelf, please ask your retailer for it, and they will be happy to order it for you. So since Canto 2, we've had what we call side quests. So it's Canto in the City of Giants. We brought on the guest artist, Sebastian Perez, who is just absolutely wonderful. And he did such a great job with this. It's a 3-issue story arc, and it's kind of an aside, a sort of mini quest for Canto to go to the City of Giants and see his friends who he met back in Canto 1, and we encountered him again in Canto 2, see his giant friends and enlist them to help him go to war against the Shrouded Man, because it's coming. Canto now carries a weapon that could take down the Shrouded Man for good, but he has to get close enough to the Shrouded Man without, being sort of defeated himself. So he's got to have allies and he's got to go to this war. So he goes for this 3-issue arc. He takes some friends and he goes to the City of Giants. And then Canto III, Lionhearted, is a big 6-issue, main quest for Canto. And he realizes when this story arc starts, that the Shrouded Man, way back in Canto 1, Canto's people overthrew their slavers and they sort of disappeared. Canto 3, we now know Canto realizes that the Shrouded Man is going after the slavers who are in hiding to either destroy them or enlist them in his side of this war that's coming against Canto. So Canto realizes, even though these creatures, this race of these Minotaur-like creatures, and where they're slavers, he's got to go find them first and convince them to fight on his side. So it's a really complex, it's pretty simple quest story, but it's kind of a lot of emotional complexity there. Like, how, if you were once held captive by somebody, how do you approach seeing them again and asking them to fight alongside you in order to secure their freedom, because they're not going to be safe from the Shrouded Man very long. So Canto and the warrior Alora and their Malarex goes to some place called the Frista Wastes up in the northern part of the unnamed world to search out this hidden slaver colony and convince them to come fight on his side before the Shrouded Man and the Furies go and find them first. So,
Wow. Yeah, it's amazing. And like you said, all the volumes, all the books that you put out, there is a lot of emotion in it. Watching Canto through his journey, his struggles, the facing obstacles, how you persevere and overcome things, and uh, it's just beautifully written.
And that's one thing that, a couple things we're going to tackle in Canto 3 are the idea of your enemies sort of become, it's like the friend of my friend is, or the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And
Right,
it's not even going to get to that point, but it's just going to be trying to convince these people. It's really about courage. And that's why we called it Lionhearted. And these slavers live in fear. They live in fear the Shrouded Man's going to come back. And Canto goes to them and says, look, you can live in fear and the Shrouded Man will come, or you can embrace courage and the Shrouded Man will come, but you will be ready for them. And another big theme that has emerged from this story arc is about parents and children. And you'll see that play out with the slavers and with in a surprise sort of emotional arc for a character you would not think would have any sort of emotional arc.
Okay. Something to look forward to. No, that's great. No, I love this world that you guys are just continually building and expanding out. And something I noticed, you were quoted as saying that Lionhearted is your favorite Canto story yet. What makes this third volume stand out and be special enough to be considered as your favorite?
Oh my gosh. If I said that, it's so hard to pick among children, I think it could be my favorite because it's about the war is coming. Canto is going to have to do something really major to save the whole unnamed world. And this arc explores a little bit of what lengths he's going to go to and how much he can convince his own people to follow him, even when they think, this isn't a good idea. Because that's one of the big questions that we're going to confront is, even though Canto believes that this is the way to go, to befriend the slavers, to form that alliance, you're going to see that some of his closest allies do not necessarily agree with that. And it's going to get everybody in a little bit of trouble.
Kind of like is there like a line in the sand type of thing? Kind of.
Diverging strategies. So, Ricta and Falco are his, left and right hands from Canto 2. And you're going to see that there is some disagreement about how things should go. And it's going to get them all into a very unwelcome situation where Canto's gonna have to. They're all gonna have to find their way out. Yeah. So
Hey man, this is great. And I love a 6-issue miniseries too. I see a lot out there like 4, and it just seems like it's just not enough. And
yeah.
you're really getting you guys are having some fun with this larger volume.
Yeah, and to me, it's about number of issues is all about what the story demands. Canto, we can do 6 issues because there's so many emotional aspects to it and different storylines that we're going to follow and that sort of thing. City
Right.
of Giants was 3 issues, and that's what it needed. That story needed just 3 issues. Sometimes a one shot would work. Sometimes you want to go 12, 8, whatever, but it's all about what
Sure.
the story demands.
Sure. And like I mentioned in the opening, in Canto 3, Lionhearted, it's bringing the 4 of you back together to further expand on the universe. Um, will the 6 issues feature just you, Drew, Vittorio, and Darren, or are you planning any creator guest appearances? Like I know you had Philip Seavey on, helping out.
Philip's wonderful. When we got, there's a little backstory to that. When we got greenlit for Canto 2, it was right during COVID, right? In 2020. We had planned
Right.
to have it come out, but we kind of put pencils down. And when we had to pick up pencils again, Philip very generously stepped up to help us stay on track. So right now we are very much on schedule to release everything. There will be a skip month after issue 3 to make sure we can stay on track. So we'll have
Okay.
3, we'll have a little 1 month break, and then 4, 5,
Just
6.
just give you a little cushion in case. Okay.
I mean, this stuff is making comics out there. Any of the folks who are listening to this, it is I always my go-to analogy is it's drinking out of the fire hose. It's just you try your best, but you are going to get knocked over. So you just try to stay on track and get everything done.
Well, you definitely have you and Drew both have a really a winning formula that you set early on in this series, and it's great how big this is blown up. But the big question is, when can we expect Canto merch? Like, like Canto space guard would make perfect for like one of these masks now that you have to wear. Just
Masks.
have that. I'd
Yeah.
rock it. Have you and Drew
I was
discussed
thinking
anything
about
like
that.
that?
I was thinking about that the other day,
Because I'd
especially like
love some.
face masks.
I think action figures would be dope. Even like a playset or something, card game, a board game.
We're definitely
Uh,
talking to folks about those things. Between actually producing the comic and working with Westbrook Studios on the movie side of things, because both Drew and I are executive producers on it, and I'm writing the script for it. So we've got those things going on, plus everything else that's going on with him and I, in our sort of separate career trajectories.
sure.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. So it's in process. It just takes a very long time to get to it. We know everybody has been asking about the merch, and we are doing our very best to,
Hey man,
get that
when
ball
you have a
rolling.
hot commodity that people, yeah,
I know,
yeah,
I
no,
know.
just
2022, baby.
all right, just
2022.
point us in the right direction, and we'll be the shut up and take my money meme.
Yeah,
Uh,
the emoji, the GIF.
hey, so want to let the viewers know. Collector's Paradise is a comic book retailer in California. They have a couple locations. They offer a signature series of a number of books on their site, but they've done this with Canto prior. I got the Canto 2, the Holloman signature series. What happens is you get all the issues all at once after they've all been released, and they're all signed by David. You'll see if you follow him
And it's all
on
covered.
social media, you'll see that he posts his his visits to the comic shop, signing books and everything like that. It's
It's
a
all cover
fantastic,
price. It's
yeah,
all cover
it's
price.
cover price, fantastic deal. Yet signatures, which with lack of conventions, I mean, it's great to still be able to get that. And they'll give you a certificate of authenticity as well.
Right.
So yeah, after the final issue is released, you got all six coming to you, man, and it's a cool package you're getting in the mail. So I want to let all our viewers know we at Pop Code HQ have purchased a signature series to give away, issues 1 through 6, signed by the man himself for Canto III Lionhearted number 1 through 6. All you have to do to be entered is follow Canto on Twitter. If you go to
Canto Comic.
Canto Comic, you will get the 6 signed issues from David after issue 6 releases, which I think is December-ish.
Probably January, but
okay.
because with the
But yeah, they all come together. It's a prepaid deal. You pre-order the 6 issues, so we just definitely want to give our fans and fans of Canto to, hey man, you can have the whole series signed. This is gold. So anything else you want to share with us about this upcoming series volume?
Like I said, the first 2 volumes are now out and available, so you can catch up. This is volume 3 is coming out in mid-July. We have planned for the final volume, probably the second half of 2022, which is Canto 4, A Place Like Home. That will be another 6 issues, and we will find out the final. We will see how it all ends.
How are you going to be when it ends? Are you going to be okay letting that go, or are you going to want to kick it back up and still try some things? I mean, that's gonna. I mean, you guys definitely.
It's hard.
You have to be attached to the character and to the to the stories, and it seems like
there's opportunities. There's things that we're thinking about that after Canto 4 and this large story arc wraps up. I think there's an opportunity to sort of revisit some things on maybe an ongoing or something like that. So we got to get through Canto 4 first. So let's stick the landing.
There you go. There you go.
And then we'll see what happens.
Well, definitely be on the lookout for Canto 3, Lionhearted. You're gonna love this series. Talented creative team behind this title. It's really something special that you guys have here. So look for that from IDW Publishing. So David, thank you for taking the time to speak with us, and best of luck with all the success coming years and years later.
Thank you so much for having me, Jason. Always a pleasure to come on.